We're facing a new evil in our country, female genital mutilation, or FGM. This disgusting and barbaric mutilation of little girls' private parts has been imported through Islamic culture and immigration. The silence on this subject is truly deafening, and it's another product of fear bound by political correctness. We're allowing hundreds of thousands of innocent children to be brutally mutilated in the name of political correctness. I've spent the best part of a decade watching countless negative impacts on society from Islam, whilst at the same time I watch politicians, police and social workers bury their heads in the sand and pretend that none of it's happening. In all this time, I've never ever heard from any of our police leadership that they have the decency to stand up to FGM. Instead, they cower, blinded by political correctness. Our country has failed and betrayed these girls. When our leaders talk about racial divides in our country, they willfully ignore the brutality of FGM. So now I'm going to raise some of these issues. Let's start with the facts. FGM has been illegal in the UK since 1985. Since 2003, anyone convicted faces 14 years in prison. This is totally irrelevant though, as there is yet to be a single conviction or prosecution in over 30 years. There's over 135,000 women and girls in the UK who have been directly affected by FGM. 43% of those are aged between 5 and 9. Get that! This number isn't shrinking either. Between 2015 and 2016, there were 5,700 new cases. Just in England. Just in England. As this number becomes more and more unacceptable, police in England's second largest city have claimed that female genital mutilation does not warrant arrest. Just let that sink in for one moment what they're saying. It is illegal to brutally mutilate little girls' private parts. The law suggests it carries a 14 years in prison sentence. But Birmingham's police force have issued communications saying they do not think the crime warrants arrest. I'm lost for fucking words on it, man. But if the police won't stand up to these monsters, maybe our feminists will. Surely this must be their number one priority, right? Clearly not. Clearly the beach body poster is one of the most important issues facing women or girls today. Mutilating little girls' private parts is clearly a low priority for the 2017 feminist movement. Instead, they pull out the usual nothing to do with Islam bullshit. Let me tell you, this has everything to do with Islam. The false prophet Muhammad said, circumcision is a preservation of honour for women. Even if you look at the global map showing where FGM is practiced, you'll see the majority of places listed are Islamic countries. Islamic scholars across the Western world preach the benefits of FGM, spreading a toxic ideology into our country. And to you pathetic leftists defending their right to spew this garbage, you're defending a procedure that involves the graphic mutilation of young girls' private parts. This mutilation makes life incredibly painful. It can also result in serious harm both physically and mentally. In many cases, it's resulted in children's deaths. What's being done to combat this epidemic? Nothing. Nothing at all. As I said, not one prosecution in 30 years. Yet if you send some offensive tweet, you'll have the police come bursting through your door within hours. But take a knife to a young girl's private parts and you can sleep easy at night. Because West Midlands Police Force, or West Muslim Police Force, have sanctioned a 7th century barbaric practice in 2017 Britain. One of the only voices bravely coming out against this is Ayan Hirsi Ali, a victim of FGM herself. She believes the only way to stop this practice is to check the girls in communities at risk. Was Hirsi met with applause for her efforts in stopping this barbaric practice? Of course not. The left denounced her and claimed it would be a gross invasion of privacy. What a fucking joke. What will it take for you to stand up and realise what's happening here? Maybe if all those on the left, maybe if you'd had your life permanently destroyed by FGM, maybe then you'll realise that an invasion of privacy was worth it. And to the Islamist parents who criticised her, if you can't uphold basic human values, there's plenty of other cultures more suited to your morality. Go buy a one-way ticket and fucking do one. To left-wing multicultural pushing politicians, you imported this barbaric trade. You pretended it didn't exist. You should all be jailed for accessory. And finally, to the spineless, cowardly police, You're responsible for letting this go unpunished. You turned a blind eye to people who permanently damaged these young girls. Instead of prosecution, you provide them with a safe haven. The blood's on your hands. Thank you for watching, and click the subscribe button for more Rebel videos.